Welcome to Fenway Park. The homestand continues for the Red Sox. They take on the American League champion Texas Rangers in a brief two-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always, joined by Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, a good weekend for the Red Sox as they take 3 out of 4 from the Tampa Bay Rays. And, Jerry, a good weekend for Cody Ross.
Yeah, very good weekend for Cody Ross. And I think Boston fans, as time goes on, are really going to come to love this guy. You know, he comes to play hard every single day. Had a couple of home runs over the weekend against the Tampa Bay Rays. He's got the good power for Fenway Park. He's got that kind of a big uppercut swing that's going to be able to take advantage of the left field wall and over that left field wall many times this season for Boston. Yesterday involved late in the game. When the game was on the line, it was kind of a just robbery right here. Not one of the pitches in that at-bat against Cody Ross was a strike. Not one. And you can see why he was upset after the game. But that's the kind of passion he brings to the game of baseball. Red Sox fans are going to love Cody Ross.
Well, it is John Lester who's on the mound tonight for the Red Sox. Snake-bitten a little bit in that he's pitched extremely well so far this season. Has nothing to show for it in the first 2 starts.
Well, that's what happens early in the season. You get matched up against the opposing best pitcher on the other club, and John Lester, unfortunately, has come out at the bottom of those 2 games. Not because of the way he's pitched, but because the other guy's been just a little bit better. See the game against Detroit, 7 innings in that ball game, only 1 run allowed. Against Toronto last time out, 8 innings, 3 runs allowed for Lester. He's pitched very well. And for the most part, he stayed down in the zone. His cut fastball has been excellent, and he faces another very, very tough lineup tonight in the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, the Rangers look a little bit different these days. Yu Darvish is now part of the rotation for the Rangers. We'll delve into the Texas Rangers when we come back with more right after this. Former Red Sox third baseman, the cleanup hitter for the Texas Rangers, as we get ready for Game 1 of the brief 2-game series. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo. The Rangers are here. They are very good. Of course, the American League Championship team last year, their offense is good. Their pitching is good. And so far, the numbers offensively have been extremely good. This is a team that's coming back pretty much. Their starting 9, they're all here. The Rangers finished toward the top of the AL in nearly every offensive category last season, leading the league in average, finishing 2nd in hits and homers and slugging this season. They're 8th in runs so far, but are averaging 4.5 runs per game with 90 total hits, 5 away from the AL leader. And leading the way so far this year has been Josh Hamilton, the Ranger outfielder and former MVP, has started the season hitting .390 with 4 home runs. Well, for years, the Rangers were all about offense. Now they are certainly evened out. Offensively, they are good, but their pitching may be even better. They're atop the American League right now, and they've added a few very good arms. The biggest addition comes in the form of Japanese import Yu Darvish. 25-year-old comes over to America after 7 seasons in Japan. He is 1-0 in his first 2 starts. Neftali Feliz, the other newcomer to the rotation, he does so after 3 years in the Texas pen and 2 as the closer. He's allowed only 3 runs in his first 2 starts. And And the new closer, we know him from the Twins, Joe Nathan. He's converted 3 of his first 4 opportunities for the Rangers. The other new face of the Texas bullpen, a familiar one, Alexia Gondo, moves back to the pen after 1 year in the rotation. So it's the Red Sox continuing this homestand against a very good Rangers team. And tonight for the Texas Rangers, it's Kobe Lewis, who's off to a terrific start. He's 1-0 with 1.42 earned run average. We're back with the first pitch from Fenway right after this. New England's websites for deals by Toyota.com. Dunkin' Donuts. The New England Subaru dealers. And by Southwest Airlines. Welcome to Fenway Park for Game 1 of this brief 2-game series between the Red Sox and the Texas Rangers. Another beautiful night here at Fenway. Blue skies above. The lights are already on. And very comfortable conditions. This homestand weather-wise has been incredible so far for the Red Sox.
Well, it really has, Don. You know, you kind of dream about days like this in April, and the Red Sox have had a nice string of them right now up to this point in the homestand. Hopefully it continues.
Well, they welcome in a Rangers team off to a great start. Texas is 8-2, and they have won 4 games in a row for Ron Washington coming in. Of course, last year's American League Championship team and losing to the St. Louis Cardinals, but a very good team, and he's got them back again, as we mentioned in the open. The lineup is virtually the same as it was a year ago, only they're pitching maybe better than it was a year ago with the additions that they have made to their roster, and they've started very well in Texas so far. Going to be a little tougher this year with the Angels certainly better, and you get Albert Pujols now there, and they lost C.J. Wilson, a guy who was a big part of their rotation last year, now facing them as a member of the Angels, but they are very good and ready to take on a Red Sox team that took 3 out of 4 from the Tampa Bay Rays. But you know, you think about the second wild card situation, it is no shoo-in that it is coming from the American League East, as good as the American League East is.
I'd agree with you, Don. You know, for years and years we've been talking about the top 2 teams in the American League East definitely making the playoffs, but that may not be the case. You know, this season you talked about the strength of the Angels with the additions they made. Texas, you know, is going to be there. They've got a very, very strong ball club, so it's going to make it very interesting going down to the wire at the end of the season to find out who the 2 wild card teams will be in that 1-game playoff.
Well, the Red Sox and Rangers playing tonight as they have exchanged lineup cards and are waiting for the Red Sox to take the field here tonight. A 7:08 start time scheduled here, and we're at about 7:10.
You know what that means?
It means we're about 2 minutes late.
And we have to kill time.
That's what we've done, I think, for the first couple of minutes. But I'm only mentioning the time because I'm out of stuff. How about you? You got anything you want to say?
Well, the Bobby Valentine thing kind of blew over a little bit today. There's no question about that. I think they met together with both Kevin Youkilis and Dustin Pedroia, and I think everybody seems to be on the same track with this thing, and it's going to be very interesting as the season goes on to see just how things break down here in Boston. It's a different style. There's no doubt about that. I mean, from what the Red Sox are used to over the years, and Tito Francona and Valentine's style, it's very different. It's a learning process between, I think, both sides right now.
Okay. Well, John Lester is now back in the dugout again after his warm-up tosses. Bobby Valentine has gone out to buy some time, it appears, with home plate umpire Ron Kulpa. And kind of explaining the situation, whatever it is. But clearly, Lester's a little late getting back to the dugout. But here we go. Red Sox taking the field tonight, as does Lester. With the Red Sox taking the field, let's check out the visiting Texas Rangers starting 9. Lineup brought to you by Jordan's Furniture. Ian Kinsler, the top of the order at second base for the Rangers, with Elvis Andrus at shortstop batting second. Josh Hamilton is in left field with Adrian Beltre at third base. Michael Young is the DH with Nelson Cruz in right field. Mike Napoli is at first base batting seventh. Ravit Torrealba does the catching, he bats eighth. And Craig Gentry is in center field batting ninth for the Texas Rangers. On the mound tonight for Boston is John Lester. This will be his third start. He has pitched very well, but has really nothing to show for it. He is 0-1 with a 2.40 earned run average, 15 innings pitched, and opponents only hitting at 180 so far against John Lester. You look at his last outing, it was a loss in Toronto. Gave up just 3 runs in 8 innings and struck out 6. Takes on the Rangers tonight, and he is 3-1 in his career against Texas.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They've been very good, only 2 errors in the 10 games that they've played. Kevin Youkilis will be at third base, Mike Aviles the shortstop, Dustin Pedroia at second, and Adrian Gonzalez the first baseman. Left to right, Cody Ross, Jason Repko, and Ryan Sweeney, and Jared Saltalamacchia doing the catching for John Lester.
Umpiring crew tonight, Ron Kulpa has got the play calling the balls and strikes with Jim Wolf at first base, Darrell Cousins at second base, and Al Porter is the umpire at third. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Again, very good conditions, 70 degrees to start the game tonight. Breeze left to right, 14 miles per hour. And partly cloudy is the forecast. Right now, blue skies above. As John Lester is ready to work to Ian Kinsler here in the first inning. First pitch of the ball game is in there for strike one, and we're underway. Kinsler just signing a long-term contract. Kinsler hitting at 268. 4 homers and 7 runs batted in. He's off and takes strike 2.
2 straight fastballs from John Lester right out of the chute to quickly get ahead. No balls and 2 strikes.
Kinsler has been quiet lately, hitless in his last 10 at bats and just 1 for his last 14. Takes the 0-2 and that just misses.
And there's the cut fastball from John Lester, just missing down and in. First 2 fastballs down in the zone. The cut fastball also down in the zone, but just out.
That's inside, and it's 2-2 to Kinsler. Mentioned the contract extension for him. He signed a 5-year contract extension through 2017 with a club option for 2018. That was just done last Wednesday, so still very fresh. 2-2 is into right center field. Now to get in for a base hit. Jason Repko with a little bobble as Kinsler takes a wide turn, but he'll hold on with a single to start things in the first inning.
Now, Kinsler has not had a lot of success against John Lester. Only 158 coming into the game, but falls behind in the count and then gets that fastball that stays out over the middle of the plate and shoots it into center field for the base hit. Little bobble out there by Repko, but Kinsler still remains at first base.
So lead runner on here for the Rangers in the first, and it brings up Elvis Andrus. 194 start for him with a home run and 3 runs batted in. He's picked it up lately, last 5 games hitting at 300. As he takes strike 1. Always very good defensively. Starts his 10th game of the year here. Started them all for the Rangers out of the gate. He's had 46 chances at short without an error. Had a great spring in which he had 400. Fenway is not one of his favorite places offensively. He's just a .225 hitter at Fenway Park. Andrus will take the strike. He thought about swinging, held up, but it's a called strike. And it's 1-2.
And it's a good thing he didn't swing at this pitch, because he probably would have shattered that bat in about 10 different pieces. Fastball inside part of the plate by John Lester.
Up and away as Saltalamacchia comes out of the crouch to grab that. And it is 2-2.
Kinsler over at first base. 1 steal on the season. He has been caught twice already.
Last time John Lester faced the Rangers was on opening day last year. Did not factor in what turned out to be a 9-5 loss at Texas. He gave up 5 runs and gave up 3 home runs and 5 1/3 against the Rangers. Swing and a miss. Strikes out Andrus and picks up his first K of the night.
And the first strikeout of the night coming on the cut fastball from John Lester. See that cutter down and in on Elvis Andrus. He had 6 strikeouts in his last outing against Toronto, 4 in the first outing against the Detroit Tigers.
So the K men and women ready to go with the first K. 1 on, 1 out for Josh Hamilton. This is as good and as deep as a lineup as you are going to see in the American League. And Hamilton right in the middle of it, hitting at .390 to start the season with 4 home runs and 6 runs batted in. And there is a familiar face, Adrian Beltre, waiting on deck. He is a cleanup hitter for the Rangers. And Hamilton fooled on the pitch. Count evens at 1-1.
Back-to-back curveballs from John Lester. Hamilton expecting maybe a fastball on that count, did not get it.
Hamilton's been hot lately. 5 for 9 over the weekend. 2 homers and 3 runs batted in. Grounds one into right field, a base hit. Kinsler touching second and heading for third. He'll get there. And the Rangers have runners at first and third with 1 away in the first inning.
That's now a mini 4-game hitting streak for Josh Hamilton as he gets it by Pedroia at second base. It's the cut fastball from Lester, stays up a little bit, and a topspin ground ball through the infield. Kinsler rounding second, going on to third base.
So they're at the corners with 1 out, and it brings up Adrian Beltre. 289 start to his season with a homer and 6 runs batted in. He's got a 3-game hitting streak coming in. And grounds one towards second, could be 2. Pedroia to second for 1, on to first, it is 2. So Lester out of an early jam in the first inning. The Rangers threaten but do not score. Sox are coming up. bullpen is not always that much fun.
That's quite an outfit he's got. Nice backpack.
Kinds of stuff. A pistol. He really sticks out. I don't ever remember seeing anybody having to wear a hat over the regular hat too.
Fake Texas cowboy hat, right? Why not? It's a lot of stuff you got to bring to the bullpen.
Bring it all out there, and now he is back to his normal gear. Well, the Rangers cannot score in the first inning as they send Colby Lewis to the mound here for game 1 of the series, and he has been terrific in 2 starts. 1-0 with a 1.42 ERA. 12 2/3 innings. He's given up just 2 runs. He's had 15 Ks in the first 2 starts, and team's only hitting at .245 against him. Mike Aviles takes strike 1. Mike has now started 10 of the last 11 Red Sox games at short, and has been leading off every day since Jacoby Ellsbury was placed on the DL.
A little bit of a slip there for Colby Lewis as he made that delivery to home plate. Smooths out the landing spot.
Swing and a miss, and it is 1-2 as he chases that slider. There is Jacoby Ellsbury, and in the sling at the moment, continuing to be evaluated. They waited for it to kind of calm down a couple of days, but it appears it's going to be a while. Every time Bobby Valentine is asked to put a number on it, he cannot at this point do so, but it does sound like it's going to be a perhaps 6 to 8 week type thing, maybe minimum. This is to left and in for a base hit quickly by Hamilton. Lays it off the wall quickly. Aviles has got to get back to the bag at first, and he will. Took a very wide turn. Hamilton with a very good arm gets it back in a hurry. And it's a single for Mike Aviles.
One thing Aviles can do, he can pull the ball with authority. That's an off-speed pitch, maybe a changeup from Colby Lewis. And he quickly gets it by Josh Hamilton out there in left field. But as he rounds first base, nope, got to put the brakes on here at Fenway Park. Most ballparks, that's a double.
32 career outfield assists for Hamilton. And Aviles at first, nobody out for Dustin Pedroia. Look out, pitch inside. Pedroia 293, 2 home runs, and 3 runs batted in. In the air to left center field. Hamilton going back at the wall, looking up, and La Luna. 2-run home run for Dustin Pedroia, his 3rd home run of the year. And the Red Sox jump out to a 2-0 lead in the first.
One thing about Colby Lewis, he will give up some home runs. That's the 2nd he's allowed this season, and the 3rd for Dustin Pedroia. Pedroia jumps on a fastball right down the heart of the plate, again above the belt, just underneath the letters.
Well, a good start for the Red Sox against the Rangers as Gonzalez jumps on the first pitch, can't get it. Is down 0-1. Hess and Hess Express are proud sponsors of the Red Sox and the Red Sox on Nesson. During the 2012 season, Hess and Hess Express will donate $500 to the Red Sox Foundation for every Red Sox home run. Hess and Hess Express committed to helping the cause. So 2-run shot for Pedroia, already his 3rd home run of the year. He hit 21 last year. 0-2 to Adrian. Is on the ground and into right field, a base hit. Nice start offensively for the Red Sox against Colby Lewis. Let's check out the Red Sox starting lineup. It's brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Mike Aviles is at shortstop for Boston with Dustin Pedroia at second base. Adrian Gonzalez at first base. David Ortiz in the cleanup spot as the DH. Kevin Youkilis back in there at third base with Ryan Sweeney in right. David Ross is in left field. He bats 7th, as it is Jared Saltalamacchia doing the catching, and Jason Repko in center field bats 9th. Adrian Gonzalez with a single to right field is aboard at first. Here's David Ortiz. David starting the night hitting at .410 coming into tonight's action with a home run, 10 runs batted in. Slices one foul off to the left, and it's 1-1.
You saw that base hit from Adrian Gonzalez. He is now 7 for 8 in his career with a couple of home runs against Colby Lewis. And that is also our key matchup brought to you by Honda.
Ortiz fouls it off, down 1-2.
Ortiz upset with himself that he missed this pitch. He gets a fastball out over the plate and fouls it back toward the third base side.
David had a great weekend against Tampa Bay, going 9 for 16 in the series. This one straightens him up a tad, and it's 2-2. Full count to Big Papi. Colby Lewis last time out holding Seattle scoreless over 6 2/3 innings on Wednesday. Didn't walk anybody and left with a 1-0 lead, but the bullpen couldn't help him out. So the Mariners came back and were able to beat the Rangers. Here's a pop-up. Foul ground as Beltre will now backpedal into fair ground and make the catch. Kevin Youkilis coming up. Sitting at 200 with no homers, 3 runs batted in. Nursed a bit of a groin problem yesterday. Probably could have played if yesterday had been a night game, but of course the morning game here at Fenway Park, and they opted to keep him out of the lineup, but he's good to go tonight and back in there at third base. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Slider again, that time from Lewis. Trying to find his bearings after giving up a single, a home run, and another single. Outside corner for strike 3. Youkilis strikes out. Lewis picks up his first K.
Pretty nasty pitch there by Colby Lewis. A fastball on the outside part of the plate, and catches Youkilis looking. Everything away from Youkilis in that at bat, and that is pretty nasty right there from Colby Lewis. So not one inside pitch in that at bat for Kevin Youkilis.
2 down, Adrian Gonzalez at first base, and here's Ryan Sweeney, who takes strike 1. Sweeney 0 for 3 yesterday, snapped a 7-game hitting streak. Still hitting at .357. Into center field and deep. Gentry going back at the wall. It's high off the wall. Gentry plays the carom as Adrian Gonzalez will stop at third. It's a wall ball double for Ryan Sweeney. Ball that almost got out of here.
Now, I'll tell you what, Gentry made a heck of a play on that to stave a run. He got himself turned around just at the right time to play that ball off the center field wall and quickly get it back into his cutoff man. It's a curveball that Sweeney hits, but Gentry makes a very, very nice play here to save a run. That is high off the wall, just missing a home run. And they get that ball back in the relay, man, and save a run. So Gentry with a pretty good play on a ball hit very hard by Sweeney.
He's always hit Texas pretty well. 309 batting average against the Rangers. He's at second. Gonzalez at third, 2 down. Chance for Cody Ross. 273. 2 homers and 8 runs batted in. Go back and look at that at bat yesterday that ended the game, and boy, that's frustrating when none of them appeared to be strikes.
Yeah, you know, sometimes we question the Amica pitch zone, but the fact is not one single pitch in that at bat was in the strike zone of the Amica pitch zone.
You can understand the frustration that he displayed at the end. Last pitch of the at bat that ends yesterday's game with the Red Sox threatening, and just a 1-run contest.
And if you're the pitcher, why throw a strike when you've already had a couple called out there?
Larry Van Over, the home plate umpire yesterday. 1-1 is outside, 2-1. Gonzalez at third base. Sweeney at second base. 2 outs here in the Boston first inning. 2 runs already in. That's a strike on the outside corner. And it is 2-2. Jared Saltalamacchia waiting on deck. Ross hits a soft grounder. Lewis will flip glove to glove to first base to retire Cody Ross and to end the inning. But a 2-run home run for Dustin Pedroia as the Red Sox on top 2-0. Fenway Park. Be there for the second homestand of the season at Fenway Park as the Oakland A's visit Fenway on April 30th, May 1st, and 2nd. Seattle Mariners visit Boston for the third homestand of the season, May 14th and 15th. Get your tickets now for these great matchups at redsox.com/tickets. Second inning, and John Lester's got a 2-run lead. Get out of a first and third 1-out jam in the first as he got Beltre to ground into a double play. Michael Young takes the strike and is down 0-2.
Michael Young right now on a 5-game hitting streak. Comes into the game a .366 average.
Down and in the dirt. It is 1-2 to Young. Overall, he's hit safely in 8 of 10 Rangers games. Swinging a foul tip into Saltalamacchia is meant for strike 3. Second K for John Lester.
Now the first strikeout for Lester coming on a cut fastball. This time a changeup to Michael Young to pick up the strikeout. Good changeup down and away from Young. Bit of an off-balance swing chasing the outside pitch.
One out for Nelson Cruz. See how deep this lineup really is. As Cruz standing in, batting 6th in the order. You got Mike Napoli waiting on deck. So a relatively slow start for Cruz. Broken bat, foul down the right field line, out of play.
Yeah, you're right, Don. This is a very tough lineup to face. I mean, there are no soft spots in this lineup for the Texas Rangers. Firewood for next offseason.
He was named the MVP of the 2011 ALCS against Detroit. Most home runs. He had 6 homers, 13 RBIs in the postseason. Drills this out towards the triangle in right center field. It'll one hop and bang around. Repko will run it down, but running to second base with a long double goes Nelson Cruz. We had one out in the second inning.
Now Nelson Cruz, the guy that's had success against Lester, came into the game 6 for 12 against John. And sends this all the way to the 420 out there in the triangle. Repko chasing it down and keeping Cruz at second base with the 1-out double.
So 1 out, Cruz at second base. Here's Mike Napoli. And a great first season for the Rangers. After spending his career as a member of the Angels, as he takes strike 1 over the outside corner. He started 5 games as a catcher, 3 at first base, and he is at first base in tonight's game as he takes strike 2. David Torrealba doing the catching tonight for the Rangers. Bats 8th. Former Colorado Rocky was the Rockies catcher the year the Red Sox won the World Series 2007 against Colorado. Napoli high and deep to left. Ross looking up, and that is long gone. It's a 2-run home run for Mike Napoli, his 2nd home run of the year. And just like that, the Texas Rangers tie the score at 2.
Now John Lester would like to have that pitch back. An 0-2 cut fastball gets a lot of the plate, and Napoli gets more of the baseball. Right in his wheelhouse. So 2 home runs in the ball game, a 2-2 game here at Fenway.
Now Napoli 6 for 10 in his career against John Lester with 2 home runs. This one ties the game. And that'll take us to David Torrealba. .235 start to the season for Torrealba. Got a 3-game hitting streak coming in, and the Rangers in his 5 starts behind the dish, they're 4-1 as a team. Led the Rangers last year with 95 games behind the plate as he takes strike one. He's got a .368 career average here at Fenway Park. As he takes ball 2, 2-1. That'll drop in there for strike 2. Lester on the breaking ball. Got a strikeout in the first. He led this second inning with a strikeout of Michael Young. I want to remind you this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Boston Red Sox may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Counts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Boston Red Sox. One out in the second inning. 30th pitch for Lester is fouled off, and it remains 3-2. Torrealba now. Gentry will be next. Rangers batting in the second inning. Inside ball 4, and Lester loses him. A one-out walk for Torrealba. We got a lot on tap for you tonight as Larry Lucchino will join us in the top half of the 4th inning. We've got a great promotion tomorrow across the city of Boston. Sox Balloon Blitz. We'll tell you more about that a little bit later. And keep an eye on the Yankees and Twins tonight from New York. CC Sabathia against the Minnesota Twins as that series continues in the Bronx. One out, one on, and Craig Gentry the batter. Gentry 0 for 6 to begin the year as he takes ball 1. Just his second start of the year. He started on Thursday previously. Otherwise, it has been Josh Hamilton in center field for Texas. Gentry used mostly for his defense. He's come late in games. 8 of his 9 games have all come late and placed in center field towards the end. He was slowed a little bit by wrist, hamstring, and knee injuries this spring. One tap foul, 1-2. He's got good speed. Last year stole 18 bases and 18 tries in the games in which he played. Was former first-round draft choice for the Red Sox, David Murphy, part of this outfield for the Rangers, off tonight. He's had a tough go of it lately, 0 for his last 13. He started the first 9 games of the year in left field. It's high to Gentry, and it's 2-2. Full count to Gentry.
See if they have Torrealba off at first base with the 3-2 count, 1 out. Banking on contact from Gentry.
Line into center field, a base hit for Gentry as Torrealba will take second base. Third hit of the inning for Texas, and it's first and second with 1 down.
Now this has been a shakier start for John Lester. Got out of trouble in the first inning with a double play. That time a pitch stays down and out over the plate, and Gentry takes it into center field for the base hit.
Fenway Park will host a free event open to the public this Thursday, April 19th from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. There'll be autograph signings with various Red Sox alumni and current Red Sox players throughout the day, as fans will have an opportunity to walk the warning track, peek inside the green monster scoreboard, and visit other spaces within the ballpark not normally available or accessible to fans. You'll miss the special opportunity to see Fenway Park in its 100th year. 2 on and 1 out for Ian Kinsler, who singled his first time up. He takes ball 1.
And as you mentioned, Don, Larry Lucchino will be up here a little bit later to tell us more about that special day here at Fenway.
And there for strike to Kinsler, and it's 1-1. Red Sox fresh off a weekend in which they took 3 out of 4 from the Tampa Bay Rays. 40th pitch already for Lester. That's strike 2. Wow. 2-2.
I don't blame Kinsler for questioning that call. That didn't even appear to be close to being a strike. And it looked worse too, the way Saltalamacchia caught it as he was heading down toward the dirt.
He may have gone after it. They check. He did not. Punched at it. Jim Wolf didn't think so. And a full count now to Ian Kinsler.
Kinsler there with almost no stride at all to his swing, and does check the swing on that last cut fastball.
Elvis Andrus waiting on deck. Rangers batting in the second. They have tied this game. And looking for more with 2 on. They'll be off here in a 3-2. And there's ball 4. Down to first base goes Ian Kinsler to load the bases. Runners were in motion, but it is ball 4, and it's the second walk given up by Lester in the inning. Elvis Andrus struck out in the first inning. This next pitch will be the 30th of the inning for John Lester, and already Bob McClure was on the phone. They're stirring in the pen. Here's a little dribbler down the third baseline. Lester will go to first. No, he won't. He'll just hold on to the baseball, and the Rangers will take a 3-2 lead. Best chance was at the plate, but he didn't look in that direction.
Yeah, I'm not even sure, Don, that he had a shot at home plate from the position of his body to turn and spin to home plate. I think it would have probably caused a wild throw on a rush. Has to turn all the way around, and I don't think he did have a play at any base. So did the wise thing by holding on to the baseball.
It is an infield hit for Andrus, who picks up the RBI. And action in the bullpen here, with Scott Atchison starting to warm, and he just did get up. Here is Josh Hamilton, the 8th member of the Rangers to bat in the second inning. Hamilton hits a fly ball to left, shallow left. Avila's out. Ross doesn't make the catch. And from third base comes Gentry. He'll score. Throw to second. Or throw to third. They do get the out there. As it appeared the catch was going to be made, so Kinsler had to stay at second base. He's out at third. A run comes in, and the Rangers take a 4-2 lead on a ball that Ross just didn't catch.
Just dropped right out of the glove, and I wonder, I'm looking at Aviles, watching him go out there, who also may have had a play. Now it's a left field priority. Once he calls him off, Aviles has to get out of the way, which he did. And then you see Ross calling for it. He just doesn't catch it. Looked like he took his eye off it at the last minute to check the runner. The runner was not going to go anywhere. It was too shallow. Red Sox do end up with a force play at third base. And that's a break there for the Rangers, because there's no run that would have scored had Cody Ross caught the baseball.
There is an error charge to Ross in left. Had only one error all of last year. As time is called, Lester goes through with the pitch.
Lester always does this when there's a late timeout. He'll just let it fly to home plate and let it fly high.
That is in there for strike to Beltre. Adrian bounced into a 4-6-3 double play in the first inning. Rangers had something going in the first with 2 on and 1 away, and bounced into that double play. It's been a 20-minute wait so far for Kobe Lewis. He doesn't mind. His team has scored 4 runs so far in the top half of the second inning and driven up the pitch count for Lester. Two and 1 now to Beltre. Rangers coming in hitting at .267 as a team. That is good for 5th in the American League. Pitching is number 1 at the moment at 2.30 earned run average. Beltre fouls it off to the right, and it's 2-2. Beltre winning a Gold Glove again last year, his 3rd Gold Glove of his career. '50th pitch coming up for Lester. 2-2. And a swing and a foul on a fastball up. I think you and I, Jerry, both gained appreciation for Adrian Beltre after watching him just the 1 year. We hadn't seen very much of him.
Absolutely. A real professional. This guy came out to play the game the right way every single day. Play hurt. Very quiet in the Red Sox clubhouse. Didn't say very much, but led by example. You see the kind of year he had with the Red Sox in 2010. Got him a nice contract with the Texas Rangers.
He's the 9th member of the Rangers to bat here in the second inning. Here's a 2-2 pitch to Beltre. Popped up foul, should get back into the seats. Gonzalez goes as far as he can, but it's back and out of play. Reaches out and protects the plate again with another foul off to the right.
And just continue to build up the pitch count here for John Lester very early in the game. Pretty nasty pitch by Lester, but Adrian Beltre fouling that one off. We'll see another pitch.
It'll be the 9th pitch of his at bat coming up, and pitch number 40 of the second inning for John Lester. Beltre fouls it back again. All-star for the second straight year last year and honored with a Gold Glove, as I mentioned, also a Silver Slugger Award. Much different outing here for John Lester than we have seen at any point, whether it be spring training or the regular season in his first 2 starts.
Now the location for John doesn't seem to be where he wants it to be.
Ball 3, full count.
After a number of cut fastballs, try the changeup. The changeup down and out of the strike zone.
4 full counts in the inning. He has walked 2 already in the inning. Michael Young waits on deck. Beltre fouls off another, and the battle continues.
Beltre just taking those outside pitches and trying to make contact and fouling them off. Spoiling very close pitches on the outside part of the plate.
Twelfth pitch of the at bat coming up. 8 of the 11 have been away. Beltre grounds it up the middle. Pedroia able to knock it down. He will throw to third base and safe. With third base getting back is Elvis Andrus, and he just did get back.
How about that at bat there for Adrian Beltre? I mean, he just fouled off everything that John Lester had, and then finally hits one up the middle. It takes a great play by Pedroia to knock this ball down and save at least another run. Throws to third base and just missed getting the out at third base.
Bob McClure out to talk here to John Lester. It's been a tough inning, tough outing.
That's frustrating right there. You throw everything but the kitchen sink in there to Adrian Beltre, and he just battled you, fighting off all kind of pitches and then finally picking up the base hit.
We're here at Fenway Park in Boston. Don Orsillo, Jerry Remy, and Jenny Dell bringing you Boston Red Sox baseball in high definition. Dolby Digital 5.1 surround sound on NESN. Coordinating producer of Red Sox baseball is Russ Kent. Senior coordinating director Michael Narachi. Associate producer Jim White, and our production assistant is Mark Marloca. 10th member of the Rangers to bat in the inning. Michael Young got it all started as he started this inning. He did strike out to begin the inning. It was the second K for Lester. And here he is again with the bases loaded as he takes ball 1 away. On the corner, 1-1. Reaches out and lifts it foul out of play. 1-2. To Michael Young, comes in hitting at 366 into tonight's action. 4 grand slams to his credit in his career. First in Rangers history in games, at bats, runs, hits, singles, doubles, triples. He's done it all for Texas. Fouls it off to the right, out of play.
We're doing a lot of that too, fouling pitches off that are not even close to being strikes. This ball way out of the strike zone. Young chases it, but still fouls it off.
Five hits in the inning, and those batters all had 2 strikes on them. Lester just couldn't put them away. Here he is again with a 1-2. That's up and away, 2-2. Two is chopped towards short. Aviles on the run and in time. It's a 49-pitch inning, and it works out to be a 4-run inning for the Texas Rangers. The big blast, 2-run home run for Mike Napoli. It's 4-2 Texas. And behind Section 12 or visit bidmc.org.
Let's take a look back at last inning in the big inning for the Rangers. Started off with the Mike Napoli 2-run home run on a cut fastball from John Lester. Elvis Andrus with a infield base hit. Nothing at all that Lester could do about that. No place to go. And then the drop baseball by Cody Ross out in left field. Allows another run to score. They did get a force out at third base on that play.
Jared Saltalamacchia leads it off as the Red Sox now trail by 2. With all that said, it really could be a lot worse than it is.
Could be a lot worse, but the pitch count for John Lester very high here after only 2 innings in this ballgame.
Saw the 2 for 20 start for Jared Saltalamacchia. 63 pitches for Lester through the first 2 innings. And Bobby Valentine over to talk to him. There is nobody warming in the pen, but we'll see if he continues or where he's at. It was odd, Jerry, that it did take him a good bit of time to get out there to begin with in tonight's game. We were delayed about 2 minutes, and he was not in the dugout. Not sure if that is, maybe he's not feeling well. Tough to tell, and don't want to speculate, but he was late arriving on the mound to start the game right out of the gate.
Yeah, generally they come in from the bullpen, they sit down for a couple of minutes, and they're ready to take the field. Usually the pitchers want to get out there first. We had to wait tonight on John Lester, and we have no idea why.
High drive to right center field for Saltalamacchia. Gentry on the track to make the catch for the first out of the second inning. One out in the second inning, and Jason Repko coming up. Repko 0 for 3 so far after being called up from the Pawtucket Red Sox. Certainly saw a lot of Repko during spring training. As he takes strike one over the outside corner. He's called up prior to Sunday's game against Tampa Bay. Started in center field. And was 0 for 3 in his Red Sox debut. It's a non-roster invitee to spring training and hit .289 during the spring.
Had a very nice spring for the Red Sox and got into an awful lot of games. Got a lot of at-bats in spring training.
From WBZ, Todd Gutner will join us next inning. It's outside 1-2. Repko now and Vilas next. Red Sox batting here against Colby Lewis, who gave up 2 runs in the first on the 2-run home run by Dustin Pedroia. There is strike 3 to Repko. Second strikeout for Lewis, 2 down.
Now once again, it looks to be a pretty generous outside part of the plate here tonight. We'll take a look. Staying away from Repko with the exception of one pitch. That ball appears to be just off the outside edge, but with 2 strikes, it's one that you really kind of have to be swinging at.
2 down for Micah Vilas. Singled in the first inning. Takes the breaking ball for strike 1. Strike 2 hits the corner again. 0-2. Thirty-two-year-old Colby Lewis, 3rd start of the year. He's the opening day starter for Texas. Signed a 2-year deal. For pitching 2008 and 2009. He was in Japan. Spent the first 9 pro seasons in the United States, being drafted by Texas with 2 years in Japan. Swinging a foul tip held onto by Torrealba. The bat goes flying, but it's strike 3 in a 1-2-3 second inning. 4-2 Texas on top. Never played in a convenient 2-hour format. It's Sox in 2, presented by Ace Ticket. Great seats at great prices. Yesterday we had Dan Roach with us, excited about the new partnership with WBZ and Nesson, of course, and Todd Gutner, kind enough to join us as well. Be the official forecast of Nesson's Red Sox coverage. And Jerry, we really need an official forecast because we really worry about the forecast on a daily basis. So this is big for us.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and you know, we had a forecast coming from somewhere on the other side of the country
Yes.
before. Now we have one coming from right here where it belongs.
Like Iowa or something, I think, before. So now this is all good.
Well, I've been watching you guys for years. I mean, I grew up watching you, Jerry, and I've been watching you for years, Don. And you guys are really good at reading the radar. I don't know. Jerry, especially. I was talking with TC last Friday about this. You guys are, we could use you in the weather office every once in a while.
Well, you never know. You never know.
Jerry actually has done the weather at one point.
At another station.
At another station.
Really?
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
Jerry's got a little weather background.
Well, we do have this new partnership, so maybe you can come on over to BZ and give us a little hand.
There's always a possibility of that happening.
Now, so far I noticed you did a pregame hit today. Is that going to be a daily thing?
Yes, this is really exciting for us. WB is extremely excited. The weather office as well. We'll be doing pregame weather for the home games and away games too. So folks coming down to Fenway, they'll know what to wear. What the temperatures are going to be like, not only at first pitch, but at the end of the game too. I mean, tonight's an interesting, example. You got to the park and it was summer-like. For April, that's rare, but it was a treat. And by the end of this game, it'll be slipping into the 60s, and you'll need to throw on the fleece. But we'll also be giving some weather for the road trips too.
Well, Nelson Cruz sending one back up the middle into center field. He's 2 for 2 in the game.
Now, this has been exceptional weather to start the season, and of course, a big day coming up here at Fenway in a couple of days, the 100th anniversary of Fenway Park. What kind of day are we going to have?
Well, you see a 9-game homestand in the middle of April, and you're getting weather like this. It's truly a treat. Now, we've got that afternoon game, the 100th anniversary with the Yanks. Weather should be great again. 70s.
Oh, beautiful.
70s.
Nice. Beautiful.
Yeah, balmy. Folks in the bleachers, they'll be roasting out there with that sun beating down on them. But here's the interesting thing: we go through the weekend, and rain appears in the forecast. Could be a little interesting by the end of the weekend, especially.
So you better get ready back at the station to give us those updates.
I hear we'll be filling time for you during rain delays, so you guys don't have to do it all on your own.
Oh, that's awesome news. We get an update right away. That's always good. Well, Jerry and I are always very impressed by. We both are big Weather Channel fans. We love the guys going out into the storms, but mainly you're in the studio. You're not in a lot of storms, are you? You're not like a storm chaser. You don't go out there.
I've seen him in storms.
Oh, you've been in storms?
Thanks, I've seen him in storms.
Oh, okay.
A few. Early on, especially last year. I mean, first of all, this last year has been exceptional. It's just been one extreme after another, one major event after another, from those tornadoes back in June to Tropical Storm Irene. So we were in the thick of it. I traveled out to Springfield and viewed some of that damage, and I'll never forget it. I really won't.
Well, it is a great partnership. We look forward to it very much. Jerry was already on WBZ earlier tonight. I watched him down on the field. Steve Burton.
I saw him on the air too. You did a great job.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Two questions and I was out.
That's how you like it, probably, right?
And you know what I hope is, like, when you have other reporters in the field and you're covering a major storm, just like, don't say, now get inside and get safe.
Sure.
Because they really like being out there and getting roughed up.
New Englanders are hardy folk.
Exactly.
They love their weather, and they're very knowledgeable about their weather. So it's a tough biz here in New England. I grew up here in New England, and I've essentially lived here, with the exception of my college years, my whole life. Worked up in Portland, Maine, cut my teeth on winter storms up in Portland, Maine for 8 years, and I've been here in Boston for almost 5 now.
Well, Todd, we greatly appreciate you joining us. We look forward to getting all your reports all year long, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. This is a great thrill.
Todd Gutner from WBZ, and we look forward to all of his forecasts this year. John Lester, very frustrated, turns his back to the plate. He thought he had a strike there, but instead, in his ball 4, the first 2 have reached here for the Rangers.
Take another look on the Amica pitch zone. Pitch down in the corner. Looks like it is a strike for Lester, but not getting the call, and the frustration continues tonight for John Lester here early in the ball game.
So 2 on and nobody out here for Texas. Vitor Alba coming up. Action continues. Atchison in the bullpen as he had been up last inning, still up. Tap foul, and it's 0-1. Torrealba walked and scored in the second inning. '77th pitch of the night already for John Lester. And it bounces in. Nice play by Saltalamacchia to his left.
Once again, it's that cut fastball from John Lester down in the dirt, and Saltalamacchia sliding to his left to play it on a bounce.
Cruz at second, Napoli at first, and nobody out. I'm trying to think of another outing in recent history that we have seen Lester struggle as much as he has tonight.
I can't remember one, Don, and you know this is much different from the first two outings that he had, and Bobby Valentine getting very close to having to make a decision here whether to let Lester continue in this game or not.
There is ball four, and that time maybe now, as that's the fourth walk, and it is. Here comes Bobby Valentine. He will make the move, and John Lester will leave with the bases loaded, nobody out in the third inning, down 4-2. .80 pitches for John Lester, still responsible for the 3 men on, 8 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, 2 Ks. His shortest outing since August 20th of 2010. He gave up 8 hits, 9 runs, and walked 3. That was against Toronto, but he leaves here after 2+ innings, and he had given up a leadoff single to Nelson Cruz, walked Napoli and Torrealba. 4 runs, 8 hits so far, and he has walked 4 as he looks on. And Scott Atchison deals with Craig Gentry, the number 9 man in the Rangers order. Fights it off foul, and it's 1-1.
Red Sox playing the infield back at second and short, hoping to get a couple of outs. Willing to give up another run for a double play and 2 outs.
Fourth game for Atchison, 1.93 earned run average. He's had a good start to the season as this one is chopped foul. One-two is to third, a tough hop, and Youkilis will grab, dives to the bag for the out. Stayed with it, and he and Napoli collide. Run comes in for the Rangers, and they take the 5-2 lead. But Youkilis does get an out at third base.
Yeah, I think Youkilis, if he plays this ball clean, was probably going to go home with it to try to get that lead run. Once he bobbled it, it becomes a scramble to get to third base. And he's lucky he didn't get spiked at third base by throwing that hand on the bag with Napoli coming in there. There's the dive, the foot coming in almost at the same time. But the out goes to Youkilis and the Red Sox.
So 2 on and 1 away as there is strike 1 to Ian Kinsler. He's been aboard twice, a single and a walk already. Bats for the 3rd time in the 3rd inning. Wrap foul, and it's 1-2. Run charge to Lester, so far responsible for 5 runs in this game. Torrealba at second base, Gentry at first base, and 1 out. He in the dirt, knocked down by Saltalamacchia, and it's 2-2. Atchison last pitching on Sunday against Tampa Bay. Give up a hit and 1 run. Full count down to Kinsler. Seventh full count of the game for Rangers batters as Elvis Andrus waits on deck. Ball 4, he walks him and loads the bases. 5th walk given up by Red Sox pitching, the first by Atchison.
The Amica Pit Zone is brought to you by Amica Insurance. Amica Insurance is not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated. Napoli, 2 strikes on him, a cut fastball in that he takes for a home run. Gentry on a fastball hit up the middle. And then Beltre with 2 strikes goes up the middle. Diving play by Pedroia, but still a long at bat by Adrian Beltre. One of those nights where just John didn't have any feel for any command for his pitches. Could not find location that he wanted to put the baseball in. Struggle for it.
Swing and a miss for Elvis Andrus, and it is 1-1. Andrus struck out in the first inning, reached on an infield hit in the second, and picked up an RBI. Torrealba at third base, Gentry at second base, Kinsler at first base. Still just one out in the Rangers' third inning. Pretty good test here for the Red Sox. I know it's just a 2-game series, Jerry, but always a good measuring stick when you know you're going up against one of the league's best, and there's no doubt the Rangers are that.
And you should be feeling pretty good about yourself taking 3 out of 4 from Tampa Bay prior to this 2-game series with one of the elite teams in baseball.
3-1 is in the air to right field, pretty deep. Sweeney going back towards the corner, onto the dirt to make the catch. Tagging at third and scoring is Torrealba. Throw comes back into the infield, but a nice catch by Ryan Sweeney going back into that right field corner to make the grab.
That ball kept slicing away from Sweeney to that big pot of right field, and he had to cover an awful lot of ground just to get to this fly ball. Elvis Andrus taking it to the opposite field. Sweeney just running right to the wall to make the catch, but with the catch, another run scores.
So 6-2 now Texas with 2 down in the inning, and Josh Hamilton coming up. More action. Matt Albers, who worked yesterday's game, is warming in the pen. All 6 runs are charged to Lester. Right side and into right field, a base hit. Round from second base comes Gentry. He will score the 7th Texas run. That'll be charged to Lester as well. And the Rangers take a 7-2 lead.
Hamilton already with 2 hits on the night. Had a base hit back in the first inning off John Lester. Now another infield hit, similar type hit that he had back in the first. Picks up his 7th RBI of the season. Cut fast ball, topspin ground ball. That time by Pedroia at second base.
So the line complete on Lester. 2+ innings, 8 hits, 7 runs. He walked 4, struck out 2. As Atchison allowing some inherited runners to score. Eighth batter of the inning for Texas, and a big swing and a miss for Beltran. Swing and a miss, 1-2. To right field, Ryan Sweeney going backpedaling to make the catch. It'll end the inning, but the Rangers tack on 3 more and take a 7-2 lead. By Eastern Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox television network. Tradition, history, and a commitment to everyone on our team. Just a few of the things Eastern Bank is made of. Find out more at easternbank.com. Louis Tion in the house. Legend Suite tonight. Good to see Louis. Saw him during spring training a lot. We'll see him Thursday here at the open house at Fenway Park, and Friday, of course, will certainly be here. The 100th anniversary of Fenway Park. 7-2 Texas on top of Boston as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Dustin Pedroia, Adrian Gonzalez, and David Ortiz. Pedroia hit a 2-run home run in the first inning, which gave the Red Sox a 2-0 advantage. Since then, Texas has scored 7 unanswered runs. And back in the first inning, Pedroia with Aviles at first base cranks his 3rd home run of the year. Lewis couldn't believe it, and it goes out. Now an 0-2 is a one-hopper to Andrus at shortstop. Good arm from short, throws out Pedroia for the first out of the third inning. Well, Kobe Lewis trying to settle in here to his outing, and he's retired the last 5 Red Sox in a row, and now deals with Adrian Gonzalez. Kind of a tough start for him. He gave up a single, the home run, and then another single in the first inning right out of the gate. And now kind of settling in. He's got a 7-2 lead to work with. Here's ball 1 to Gonzalez.
And he's trying to figure out something for Gonzalez. As we mentioned, Gonzalez now 7 for 8 in his career against Lewis.
We will talk to Larry Lucchino live next inning. Tapper foul, and it's 1-1.
I'm sorry, 2-1.
2-1 now to Gonzalez. Kobe Lewis in his 3rd start of the year, giving up just 2 runs in 12 2/3 coming in. He gave up 2 runs in the first. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Like this might have been a slider from Kobe Lewis going down and in on Adrian Gonzalez. That foul, a changeup that he threw him on the pitch previous to that.
His 50th pitch is in the air to right field, sending Cruz back to make the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. How much would you pay for the ultimate refreshment? How about just 89 cents? That's all it costs for any size, frozen or fountain beverage at Cumberland Farms Chill Zone. Hurry in today and mix up yours. 2 outs in the 3rd inning, 6 in a row retired by Kobe Lewis. And it brings up David Ortiz. Over the inside corner for strike 1. David fouled out to his former teammate, 3rd baseman Adrian Beltre in the 1st inning. Now foul fly out of play, 0-2.
Again, David frustrated with that swing, had a good pitch to hit and fouls it off 3rd base way. A fastball right down the middle for Big Papi. Looks like that front shoulder left that pitch just a little bit too soon.
In his career, Kobe Lewis 1-2 with an 8.22 earned run average in 3 starts against the Red Sox. So some tough numbers against Boston overall. 1-2 is line to center, and it is trapped in center field by Gentry. Tried to sell it, but out went the second base umpire, Darryl Cousins, to get a better look, and Big Papi's got a 2-out base hit.
Nice effort by Gentry in center field. This is an absolute rocket by David Ortiz to center, and you can see it come in and hit the grass and then go into the glove. Gentry trying to sell it to the second base umpire, Darryl Cousins, and they make the proper call.
So a 2-out base runner for Boston, and it brings up Kevin Youkilis. Struck out looking in the first inning. And a swing and a miss. There's strike 2. Youkilis, who had started to come around at the plate, 6 for his last 18 and hitting safely in 4 of his last 5 games. Out of the game yesterday with a sore groin, but back in there tonight, but started to put it together. It is away, 2-2. Full count now to Youkilis. Ryan Sweeney waiting on deck. Youkilis strikes out for the second time tonight and ends the 3rd inning. 4th K for Lewis. Texas on top 7-2. Larry Lucchino will be with us next. In one venue as part of Fenway Park's 100th anniversary. Fans will raise thousands of glasses of Welch's juice to celebrate the history and tradition of Fenway Park. Red Sox are urging fans to get to their seats by 2 p.m. to ensure you're in your seat in time for the toast. As we head to the top half of the 4th inning, it is 7-2 right now. Texas on top. President, CEO of the Boston Red Sox, Larry Lucchino, joins us. Larry, welcome.
Don, nice to see you. Hello, Jerry.
Larry?
We have a very big event coming up here on Thursday and a great chance for fans to really see Fenway Park all over Fenway Park.
Well, that's why I wanted to come up. I wanted to issue an invitation personally to our fans throughout New England, anywhere for that matter. Come to Fenway Park on Thursday. Friday is the celebratory 100th anniversary game. I think everyone's aware of that. But I want to make sure people are aware that the ballpark is open on Thursday for an open house.
And the hours for that open house?
It's 9 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock at night. People can come in free, wander around the ballpark, walk the warning track, look in the dugouts, the bullpens. The back of the house will be available as well. It's just an effort to offer some hospitality to our fans, given the difficulty of people getting tickets for the game on Friday. But we'd like to involve them in the 100th anniversary celebration. So it's true. You never know who you might see here.
A lot of ex-players perhaps invited. We also families, particularly with school vacation going on right now, a chance for families to come out here to Fenway Park and get a chance to see things that you wouldn't normally get to see when you come to a regular game.
Well, that's right. There'll be a leisurely pace to it. Again, we're open for hours. You can come in for a few minutes. You can come in for a few hours. You can get autographs. You can walk around the park. We tried to turn the ballpark into a bit of a living museum this year, and there are bronze plaques and displays all over it so people can learn a bit.
This one is chopped to third as Youkilis fires across. 2 quick outs for Scott Atchison. Some of the plaques that have been placed here in Fenway Park, the right field roof deck, and you're talking about a living museum, and this is all part of it.
Yes, and there are bronze plaques like this all over the ballpark this year, and we hope that it'll be the start of a transition to Fenway Park as a living museum. But we have displays, we have artifacts, we have pictures of displays from different eras. There's Fenway in the 60s, there's Fenway in the concert world, there's just a bunch of themed displays all over the place. And I think our fans will learn something as well as enjoy the ballpark. You're not rushing to and from a game, being engaged in the game. Here's an opportunity to be engaged in the ballpark.
Well, you have to be looking forward to Friday, as we all are, for the 100th celebration.
Yeah, we are. It's going to be big. We've, as you know, we've invited all living alumni, all living Red Sox alumni. So you'll be there.
I'll be there.
You'll be there.
We're going to miss it. It is 1-2 to Mike Napoli.
But the Friday thing has gotten tremendous national attention, and I think people are well aware of it. But it's Thursday feels like a day for the real family to come over before the big event the next day.
Well, Larry, we thank you very much for coming by. We look forward to Thursday. It should be a lot of fun.
Thank you, guys. I think our fans will enjoy it. And I did say it was free, didn't I?
You did. It is free. Right.
Great.
Free to the public, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. right here at Fenway Park. And again, families particularly invited to this, a chance to come out to the ballpark and check it out, see all kinds of different things that you don't normally get to see here at Fenway. Host of former Red Sox greats, including Frank Malzone, John Tudor, Bernie Carbo, Royal Cam Boyd will be signing autographs at State Street Pavilion. Alumni will be available throughout the day. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we hope you can make it here on Thursday. Scott Atchison strikes out Mike Napoli, and that wraps up the inning and our conversation with Larry Lucchino. It's 7-2, Texas on top. game. Dunkin' Donuts, a nonprofit children's organization with thousands of kids who have had the chance to catch a Sox home game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. Tonight we welcome to historic Fenway Park for kids only after-school programs across eastern Massachusetts. Dunkin' Donuts committed to the community. Now we play along to the bottom of the fourth inning.
You know, I may even come in on Thursday to take a peek around because really haven't had a chance yet to see some of the new things that they've done to the ballpark in the off season. As you saw a lot of the plaques that are around there we took molds of our hands. And
yes, I saw mine out there, by the way.
Did you see those?
Yes, my daughter Sydney and I walked out there the other day. I saw yours as well. You remember last year with the bricks? And a lot of fans got bricks all the way around. So there's different areas. And they took all the announcers' hands, yours, mine, Joe's, Dave's, and put the hands out there with your area.
Where the brick is?
Yes, and there's players too.
Yeah.
Jim Rice, David Ortiz, Pedro Martinez, a lot of ex-players. This is popped up down the third base line. Beltre, he on the third base's third base coach's box, makes the catch for the first out here in the fourth inning. But yeah, I didn't know about the plaques. That was new. I had no idea the plaques were all over the ballpark.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of them. They've been showing them on our broadcast. If you've been paying attention, Don,
I haven't apparently. It's the first I'd seen any of them.
Yeah.
When did they show them on our broadcast? I know
we've
really?
had a couple of them up.
Wow,
yeah.
Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Tells you what stuff is, when it was there, when it was built. One out. Here is Cody Ross. Softly dribbled, knocked down by Lewis, and reaching at first base going to be Cody Ross. Infield hit. Kobe Lewis kind of batted it down, slowed it down enough that Ross is able to reach.
I wouldn't be surprised this goes as a base hit because the pitch is falling off toward the first base side, has to regroup and try to get to the third base side. Just got a piece of the glove on it, so that should be a base hit for Cody Ross.
It is a hit. Now 5 in the game for Boston as they try to go to work on this 5-run deficit. One out in the fourth inning, and here's Jared Saltalamacchia. Fly ball to center field pretty deep. Gentry going back and over, and he runs it down for out number 2.
That's the second time tonight Saltalamacchia has put it in pretty much the same place. Long fly ball out to center field, but taken in by Gentry out there.
Get the new book, Fenway Park, from the Boston Globe and Running Press to relive 100 years of baseball history. They wrote the book on Fenway. Get yours wherever books are sold. 2 outs in the fourth inning. Ross at first base, and Jason Repko, the batter, he struck out in the second. Line to left, and this will get in. One off the wall. Heading for third is Ross. Throw to second base from Hamilton, and out at second base is Repko. Josh Hamilton, we mentioned 32 outfield assists in his career. There's another. Rangers still lead at 7-2 at the end of 4. by Eastern Bank. Listening, guiding, and being there for kids in need. That's what Eastern Bank and Adrian and Betsy Gonzalez are made of, which is why we've teamed up to support youth mentoring programs around Massachusetts. To find out more, go to easternbank.com/Adrian. To the fifth inning we go, 7-2, Texas on top of Boston. And it's Youri Torrealba to lead it off. Scott Atchison back out there. He's been in the game since the third inning at a 1-2-3 fourth and faces 8-9-1 in the Rangers order here in the fifth. Torrealba walked and scored in the second, walked and scored in the third. Just outside, and it evens up at 2-2. Saltalamacchia tried to frame it. Swinging a foul tip into the catcher's mitt for strike three. There is the third strikeout for Atchison since coming into the game.
Atchison going to the slider, it looks like, right here to pick up the strikeout. Nice pitch, keeping it away from Torrealba.
We will tell you about these balloons, and they're very valuable. We'll tell you about them next inning. It's a Sox balloon blitz. We'll explain it next inning. One out. Gentry grounds it back up the middle and ranging Aviles, but he can't get it through the legs and into center. Gentry's got great speed. He wasn't going to do anything with it even if he got it. Gentry's aboard with a base hit, his second into the game.
I'm not even sure that Aviles would have been able to make a throw had he fielded this because of the speed of Gentry going down the first base line.
It is a hit, and two now in the game for the number 9 man and center fielder Craig Gentry. Back up top for Ian Kinsler. He singled and walked twice. That's a strike, 1-1. Single by Gentry breaks up a string of 5 in a row retired by Atchison. And a 1-2-3 fourth inning. Line foul. The best sports talk show in Boston is Dennis and Callahan on WEEI right here on Nesson. Tomorrow Andy Brickley and Jerry Remy join John and Jerry, along with Massachusetts' own Keith O'Coin from the Washington Capitals. All starts tomorrow morning at 6 right here on Nesson and on 93.7 WEEI Sports Radio Network. Ball and 2 strikes to Ian Kinsler. 1 out, 1 on in the fifth. On the ground, back to Atchison. He'll go to second for 1 and taken out. He's Mike Aviles, and he goes down face first. Yeah, it's a good job by Gentry, really going in hard to break up that double play, but Aviles taking the brunt of it.
Looked like a clean slide at second base by Gentry. There's the feed right there from Atchison. Now you see the slide. He comes in, Yeah, clean slide. He gets to the lower leg, it looks like, of Mike Aviles. Well, he did go after him, didn't he? He still could have touched second base, but he did kind of go after Aviles and knocked him off his feet. And no double play call, so a legal slide there by Gentry, although a very hard one.
I guess his arm could have gotten there, but his back was really towards the base in the end.
Yeah, he could have tagged the base with his foot, but he really got his arm out there to kind of knock down Mike Aviles and break up the double play.
It gives Andrews a chance, and he'll ground to short. Aviles will take care of things as goes to second for the force out that ends the inning. Forks out in the end. We're halfway through this one. Texas on top 7-2. Eastern Bank. At Eastern Bank, we're made of historic milestones, and now our home team has reached one of its own. Congratulations on this special anniversary from one Boston institution to another. Now it's the bottom of the fifth inning back at Fenway Park as the Red Sox and Rangers play game one of a two-game series. And the Rangers enjoy a 7-2 lead into the bottom of the fifth. Kobe Lewis back on the mound. Well, the Red Sox, we talked about the balloons and the significance of the balloons. The Red Sox have placed 100 balloons across all neighborhoods in Boston. Inside each balloon will be a pair of tickets to an upcoming Red Sox game. Just like these, Jerry. 5 balloons will contain a pair of tickets for the 100th birthday game here on Friday, April the 20th. Locations will range from Charlestown to Roxbury to the Back Bay and everywhere in between. The Balloon Blitz will take place from 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. across the city. This one is fouled off into the seats. No more than 10 balloons will be out at any given time, so you'll want to be looking for these.
Just don't pop the balloon when you see it, because there's going to be something inside. There's something special inside, so just don't pop it and throw it away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. I know what you're saying, but this is what they're going to look like. And again, 100 balloons across all neighborhoods in Boston. Inside each balloon, pair of tickets, upcoming Red Sox game. And that includes the game that'll be here on Friday.
So if you see green balloons tomorrow around the Boston area, make sure you grab yourself one and you'll have a couple of tickets to the big game.
And we can't confirm that neither one of these balloons have anything in them.
Maybe we can. No, there's nothing in these.
Nothing
balloons.
In these balloons.
We're going to be here anyway. We're going to be here anyway.
We'll be here anyway. But these are TV props. So we hope you find them tomorrow, 7:30 to 3:30 across the city. Pitch up high to Mike Aviles, leading it off here in the fifth inning. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Kobe Lewis gave up the 2-run home run to Pedroia in the first inning. That's been it. This is to left field. Josh Hamilton makes the running catch for the first out of the 5th inning. Well, after a big win last night in Washington, the Bruins will look to extend their 2-1 series lead over the Caps in Game 4 on Thursday night. Join Dale, Barry, Mark, Jack, Rick, and Nowco live at 6:30 for a full hour of pregame coverage. Puck drops in Washington.
Had a chance to watch that game last night. Very entertaining game and a big win for the Bruins. See the series starting to get chippy.
I was going to say the physicality of that series picked up a little bit last night.
Yes, it did.
1 out for Dustin Pedroia. Gotta love the NHL playoffs. They have been nasty across the board. This is popped up. Foul off third as Beltran goes far as he can. It comes back for him and he makes the catch. He got all the way to the railing and then started backpedaling towards the field. Wind blowing from left to right. Wind brings it back. 2 down.
Yeah, that breeze has picked up a little bit since the start of the ball game. That ball looked like it was going to be going out of the playing field, and all of a sudden it gets high enough where that breeze pushes it back and gives Beltran a chance to make the catch.
Breeze definitely has picked up as the night has gone on here at Fenway Park, and there's 2 outs in the 5th for Adrian Gonzalez. Take strike 1. CC Sabathia tonight dealing with the Minnesota Twins. We will get an update next inning and check in on that game. Gonzalez did not go. Says Al Porter, third base umpire, and it's 2-1. Adrian singled in the first inning, flied out to right in the 3rd. Ripped down the right field line, but foul. In the air to center field. Gentry had started back, now comes in a step and makes the catch that ends the inning. Lewis is through 5. We're through 5. Texas on top 7-2. for WB Mason's Red Sox Extra Innings Live with Tom Caron. Get a breakdown of John Lester's Fenway debut this season, his post-game comments from the interview room. Plus, get Bobby Valentine's thoughts on this series opener against the Rangers as we check in on his live press conference. It's all coming up, and it's after the game, only on NESN. 7-2, Texas on top of Boston, 6th inning. And a ground ball right side to Pedroia. Quickly throws out Josh Hamilton for the first out of the inning.
Well, a very rare, tough night for John Lester tonight. In the second inning, Napoli with the home run on a cut fastball. That was stayed up a little bit for John. Base hit up the middle by Gentry on a fastball. And then another ball up the middle on a very long at bat right there. And just one of those nights. Everybody has them, and John Lester had it tonight. It looks like he just couldn't find his location in this game. And some pretty tough at bats put on also by the Texas Rangers.
Adrian Beltre, 1-for-3 in the game. Reached on an infield hit in the second inning. And pops it up right side of the infield. Adrian Gonzalez makes the catch. 2 down. Time for a game break and Tom Caron. TC. Okay, Tom, thanks very much. Twins able to win the first game of that series. Yankees on top tonight in game 2. 2 outs for Michael Young. It's a fly ball well to right field. Sweeney going back onto the warning track at the wall. That ball is gone. Home run for Michael Young, his second home run of the year. And the Rangers up their lead to 8-2.
Well, Michael Young has always been an excellent opposite field hitter, and here he shows opposite field power. A fastball on the inside part of the plate, and he pulls his hands in and drives the ball deep into the bullpen for the home run. Number 2 on the season for Young.
Now fly ball playable to right field for Sweeney off the bat of Nelson Cruz. It'll end the top of the 6th inning. Rangers get another run. They lead at 8-2. Presented by Farm Families of Cabot Creamery Cooperative and VermontVacation.com. TC and Jim, they'll preview Josh Beckett's 3rd start of the season. Sox wrap up their brief 2-game set with the Rangers. Also have a tribute to former Red Sox outfielder Duffy Lewis That and much more tomorrow at 6 only on Nesson.
Well, it's Tom Caron back at the studio tonight. We found a stretch of day games where they were doing the post-game show right here from Yorkie Way. And Nesson this year has purchased a brand new helicopter, one that is much quieter than the old one for noise abatement around the area.
Ground ball to second base, deep in short right there, and a throw to first base to get David Ortiz. Kinsler out on the outfield grass to retrieve it.
I'm anxious to get TC's impression of the new chopper. Keeps the noise down in Watertown as they land in the Nesson parking lot.
One down in the 6th inning for Kevin Youkilis, who is 0 for 2. Youkilis has struck out twice, once looking, once swinging, as he takes strike one. Pitching line for Colby Lewis brought to you by Lexus. 5 1/3, 7 hits, 2 runs, the 2-run home run of Dustin Pedroia in the 1st inning. No walks. Swing and a miss. Youkilis strikes out for the 3rd time tonight, and it's that slider again, it appears. That is the 5th strikeout for Lewis, 2 down.
Yeah, he got him on a fastball back in the 1st inning. Now twice back-to-back sliders, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 6th.
Five in a row retired by Lewis. 2 down here in the 6th inning. Ryan Sweeney, the batter. Sweeney hit a double back in the 1st inning, then fouled out to the 3rd baseman, Adrian Beltre, in the 4th. Matt Albers up in the pen again. He had been up earlier for the Red Sox, warming again. Fly ball to left field, struck pretty well. Hamilton going back at the wall, and it is off the bottom of the wall. Hamilton will run it down, but not before Sweeney ends up at second. Hamilton kind of gave up on that ball. If he stays back there, he might have had a chance.
Yeah, he was unsure about that left field wall. No question about that. He took a peek at it. He wasn't sure he could make the play, so then he backed off. But if he continues back, watch where the ball hits. Right down around that 1. And that's certainly a catchable baseball, but Hamilton a little bit unsure of himself out from left field with that left field wall.
Sweeney at second base with 2 down, and Cody Ross coming up. Grounded back to the mound in the 1st, reached on an infield hit in the 4th, 1 for 2. Coming up next inning has become very popular and certainly my favorite segment of the game. Ask Jerry.
It's your favorite segment because you have to answer the question.
I don't do anything. I just get to read the question. You're in the hot seat. This will get away briefly from the catcher, Torrealba. The more personal, the better, I think, too, for fans out there who are wondering what to ask Jerry.
No, we don't want to get too personal, Don, but whatever you like.
I mean, you're an open book. 2-1 to Ross. Softly lined Andrus at shortstop, who makes the catch to end the inning. We will ask Jerry. We come back for the 7th inning.
Endless opportunities to dine, play, thrill, relax, and of course, win. When you're here, you can be anyone. Foxwoods, anything but ordinary.
8-2, Texas on top of the Red Sox. We get ready for the top of the 7th inning, and leading it off is Mike Napoli. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by New England Ford Dealers. Red Sox bring on their 3rd pitcher of the day, Matt Albers, into the game. His 2nd appearance of the year yesterday, and a long time in between appearances. Tonight his 3rd, as there is strike one over the outside corner. Like Napoli has homered, had a 2-run home run in the 2nd inning to tie the game. Walked and struck out. On the outside corner, 1-2. Well, for Napoli, his 2nd home run of the year. Red Sox had a 2-0 advantage in the 2nd inning after Cruz had doubled. Napoli did this. A 2-run home run that started the Rangers offense, and they go on to score 7 runs off John Lester. Another run, a home run for Michael Young off Scott Atchison, and it's an 8-run total right now for Texas. Nice job by Scott Atchison again, coming in and logging some innings. Lester goes just 2+ innings. Atchison then comes on and goes 4 innings, giving up 4 hits and 1 run. Walked a batter, struck out 3, but logged some time and helped out the bullpen once again.
Certainly did, and we've seen that an awful lot from Scott Atchison when we've seen him here at the big league level.
Shallow left center field. Ross coming from left will make the catch for the first out of the 7th inning. Well, for every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox earn a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Boston's Children's Hospital towards their $25,000 donation this season. 1 out in the 7th inning. It's time to ask Jerry. Is Dustin Pedroia the best all-around second baseman in the league? Is the question for Jerry.
Well, I would have to say so, but we get a chance to see him every day. I think if you looked at the Texas Rangers, they would have a case for Ian Kinsler to be a very good. Robinson Cano, certainly a very good one. Second base is a very strong position in the American League, but you know, we as Red Sox fans and as those who follow the Red Sox are blessed to see Pedroia play every day and see the things that he can do and basically do everything. With power, he can, you know, he's going to maintain a high batting average, very quick hands at second base with a lot of range, can steal a base if he has to do so. It's second base right now in the American League. There are a lot of good second basemen.
It seems like a few years ago that it was the shortstop side that had all that.
Yes.
Now it's moving over to second base. 2 down here in the 7th inning. Greg Gentry, the batter.
And let's put it this way: he's a guy that everybody would want on their team.
All right, here's another one. Do you see some similarities between Trot Nixon and Cody Ross? Both number 7, both high Sox, pretty players. Trot was a lefty.
Well, we've been talking about this, and I've mentioned it a few times. You know, he does remind me a little bit of Trot Nixon, the way he goes about his business. And you know, the number happens to be similar, number 7, but they're both gritty kind of players, obviously different. Cody Ross hitting from the right side of the plate, which is going to be a big advantage for him here at Fenway Park. But they both kind of go about the game the same way, and that's 110% all the time. I don't know about 110. I hate to say that because that's really more than you can give. But, you know, they're giving it their maximum effort every time they go on the field.
How do you feel about the first 2 questions? You feeling okay, pressured, stressed?
No,
right?
no.
Okay.
That was fine.
Good.
That was good. I got a little bit of trouble about the breakfast one the other day because.
Really?
Yeah, you're supposed to have 3 meals a day.
It is Gonzalez who makes the catch. We'll have more next half, but for now, let's check in with your Need to Know with Nessa Bailey, presented by Sun Life Financial. Here is Randy Scott. Red Sox Game Day Live presented by Uno's with TC, Jim, and Jenny. Josh Beckett gets his 3rd start after a brilliant performance here at Fenway on opening day. Going 8 innings, giving up just 1 run on 5 hits. To be opposed by Rangers lefty Derek Holland. Our live coverage begins at 6 from Yawkey Way, only on NESN. Jared Saltalamacchia leads it off here in the 7th inning.
And we should mention that Jenny Dell is not with us tonight. She's a little bit under the weather. Hopefully be back tomorrow.
Line foul down the right field line beyond Canvas Alley. And it's 1-1. Salty's hit the ball hard twice out to deep center field. Got nothing to show for it so far tonight. As he fouls this one straight back. After the pitch, we're right back at it.
More.
Here we go. Would you hit Carl Crawford in the leadoff spot once he returns, or plug him into number 2 and slide everyone else down?
I would hit him in the leadoff spot.
Popped up. Everybody coming. It is first baseman Mike Napoli, almost overran it, but he's there to make the catch for the first down. You would lead him off, even though that is not a place that he has been comfortable in the past in his career.
I would give it a try, especially with Jacoby Ellsbury out for an extended period of time. We don't know how long. It's unfair to say how long that's going to be. But I would like to see Crawford hitting in front of Dustin Pedroia, who would remain second, I think, and just follow the order right down. And I think if Crawford can have anywhere close to the type of years that he had in Tampa Bay, he would be a very effective leadoff hitter. Plus, the Red Sox would regain that speed at the top of the lineup.
Because really, even though Mike Avilos has done a very nice job, he is not a prototypical leadoff hitter. And, of course, Scudero did that in the past very well for the Red Sox, but right now you really don't have one.
So that's why I say yes.
Yes,
I would lead
I'm just enhancing your answer. As Repko, with a swing and a miss, is down 0-2. These have been softballs, I think, so far. The 0-2 is high.
I wouldn't call the last one a softball.
I don't know. It's kind of tough. Everybody knows you are the Rem dog. If Don were a breed of dog, which dog would he be? Pitbull, Doberman Pinscher. What do you think? What do you think?
I don't
Greyhound?
think so.
No?
I don't think so. They're a little bit active. Aren't labs active?
Yes. I'll take a lab. Kind of tough. Repko swings and misses and strikes out. 6th strikeout for Lewis, and there's 2 down in the inning.
He's going to say a poodle, but
just glad you're staying away from like Chihuahua or something like that.
Chihuahuas can be nasty.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Little.
I got a little bite to it.
Koji Uehara was warming up in the pen for the Rangers, a former Oriole. Joined them last year in the postseason. 2 down here in the 7th inning.
One of the questions the other day was, what about breakfast? What do you eat for breakfast? And I don't really eat breakfast. And
bad.
Yeah, people say that's the most important meal of the day. And I'm just not a breakfast eater. I like to eat an early lunch.
Want some yogurt or some fruit?
I don't do that. No, I don't do that. I'm a 2 meal a day guy.
Mark Melanson warming in the pen.
Plus, you got to have somebody make it for you. I mean,
You don't really cook, do you, at all yourself?
I can make a sandwich.
That's it?
Yeah.
Can you boil water? Or...
I can boil water.
There is strike 3 to Mike Avilas. 7th strikeout. We were quickly through 7 now as Kobe Lewis has an 8-2 lead. by Eastern Bank. At Eastern Bank, we're made of free checking that's got nothing to hide, which means no fees or any other types of curveballs. Check out what else we're made of at easternbank.com. Head to the 8th inning back at Fenway Park, 8-2, Texas on top. And it'll be the top of the Rangers' order to face the new Red Sox pitcher. Right-hander Mark Melancon comes into the game. A tough start to his Red Sox career. His 4th appearance is already 0-2. Takes over for Matt Albers, who went an inning, tiring the side in order. Ian Kinsler, Elvis Andrus, and Josh Hamilton expected here in the 8th. Has given up runs in all 3 outings that he has pitched in. Last time he worked was on Friday night against Tampa Bay, and he gave up the solo home run to Ben Zobrist. To left field, Cody Ross going back. It's quickly over his head. He started in, then went back, and now fires in towards second base, and safe at second base with a double is Ian Kinsler. Ross had a tough time on that ball, and judging the depth perception on the ball, headed towards it.
Yeah, the ball was hit much harder than I think Cody Ross anticipated, and you can see him come in a couple of steps and then go back. And once he committed in by 2 steps, it was too late to get back on it. It was a line shot. And Kinsler's been on base 4 times in this ball game tonight from that leadoff spot.
Kinsler at second base to start the 8th inning. Elvis Andrus coming up. Two and 0. Melanson last year, the Astros closer, 20 of 25 save chances converted by him. Had 8 relief wins last year for Houston. Falls behind 3-0. Josh Hamilton and Adrian Beltre here in the 8th inning for Texas, already on top 8-2. Ball 4, and down to first base goes Andrus. Well, tonight, following our Red Sox coverage, joined Randy Scott for NESN Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial. Mark Mowers and Sean McEachran will be in studio to break down the Bruins' victory over the Capitals last night and preview Game 4 as the Bees look to take a 3-1 series lead Thursday in Washington. Also have highlights from the other playoff action going on around the NHL. All this and much more on NESN Daily tonight after Red Sox coverage, only on NESN. First and second here to begin the 8th inning for Texas. Nobody out. And here is Josh Hamilton, who has been on 3 times in the game.
All kidding aside, and I mean this sincerely, I don't watch a lot of hockey during the season. I try to watch as much as I possibly can during the playoffs, and our colleagues at NESN really do a fantastic job covering those games. I mean, they're really, really well done. It's like watching a national broadcast.
Jack Edwards, Andy Brickley, Naoko Funayama. Someone fouled off outside of first.
Great guests they have for the in-between periods. I mean, they teach me something about hockey, and that's what it's all about. And they really, really do a nice job.
Swinging a foul tip. All of us here at NESN and the Red Sox want to thank all the runners in yesterday's Boston Marathon, who helped raise more than $3.6 million for the Dana-Farber Center. A tremendous effort, especially in the heat yesterday. A little warmer than usual for Marathon Monday, and we thank all the runners. One, two, a check swing. Did he go? No. This is Al Porter. Hamilton sprays it foul down the left field line, and it hangs at 2-2. Very short outing tonight for John Lester. Just 2+ innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, walked 4, struck out 2. So Atchison for 4 innings, giving up a run. Matt Albers worked the 7th, going 1-2-3 in the 7th inning, and now Mark Melancon here in the 8th has given up a double and a walk, and now a 2-2. Is fouled at the plate. In the air to deep right field. Sweeney looking up, and that ball is absolutely crushed well into the bleachers in right field. Josh Hamilton hits a 3-run home run, and the Rangers take an 11-2 lead. What a blast that was.
I'm going to tell you something, Don. That may be the closest one that I've seen here at Fenway Park to that Ted Williams seat as I've ever seen. This ball is crushed. A curveball from Melancon, and Josh Hamilton just unloads on it. And that ball traveled as far up the bleachers as I've ever seen a ball travel off the bat of a left-hander.
And you're talking about a lot of home runs that David Ortiz has hit in that direction. I've never seen one that far. This is driven to deep center field off the bat of Beltre, and that ball is gone. Back-to-back home runs here for the Rangers in the 8th. And this has really been a very difficult start, to say the least. An understatement for Mark Melancon in a Red Sox uniform. It is 12-2. 4 home runs tonight for Texas. Second home run of the year for Beltre.
Beltre going to straightaway center field with that home run. We saw him do that many times as a member of the Red Sox.
Pitch hitter here, David Murphy, batting for Michael Young in the DH spot.
Would you agree that
yes,
in your time here?
Yes, my 12th season, I've never seen a ball hit further up into the bleachers. There was one that David hit. There was a walk-off win that went in the in-between area from the bleachers where the seats wrap around. That had it landed in the bleachers may have been close, but this thing, wow.
That's a bomb.
Down and in, ball 4, and David Murphy down to first base. Melancon has faced 5 batters and has not retired anybody. Action just starting now in the Red Sox pen. Justin Thomas, who just popped up. Murphy at first, still nobody out here in the 8th, and Nelson Cruz the batter. There is strike one. Cruz has 2 hits. He doubled in the 2nd, singled in the 3rd. He scored 2 runs. One and two. Two balls, 2 strikes. Off the end of the bat, foul. Still 2-2 now to Nelson Cruz. Twelve runs, 14 hits, no errors for Texas. 2 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Boston. Red Sox at one point had a 2-0 lead in this game. A 2-run shot by Pedroia in the first, but 12 unanswered runs since then for the Rangers. See 2 great games this season with the 2012 double play packs. Create your own unique package by pairing seats for an exciting summer weekend date with a game early in the season. Get your double play packs tickets at redsox.com/double play. 25th pitch of the inning for Mark Melancon. He's not yet recorded an out, and ready with his 2-2 pitch to Nelson Cruz. Bounces in for ball 3. In the air to center field, hit well. Repko going back at the wall. That ball is also gone. 2-run home run for Nelson Cruz. It is the 3rd home run of the inning for Texas, and the Rangers take a 14-2 lead.
Well, we told you about this offense prior to the ball game tonight, and this is exactly what we were talking about. They are so deep.
Pitching change from Fenway. Thomas will be coming in. 14-2 Rangers. The Texas Rangers. It started well for the Red Sox. First inning, a 2-run home run for Dustin Pedroia. However, in the second inning, back would come the Rangers. Mike Napoli picks up his second home run of the year. 2-run shot to tie the game, and the Rangers were well on their way. Part of a 6-run 8th inning here. Josh Hamilton hitting one of the longest home runs we have ever seen here to right field. An absolute blast. And it's all part of a 14-2 Texas lead. You see the numbers for John Lester. 2+ innings, 7 earned runs today. Jerry, we are told that the gentleman to the left there in the striped shirt is in row 22. He caught the ball.
Yeah.
Ted's row is row 37, so you still got a ways to go before you get to Ted Williams territory.
Still got a ways to go, but I'll tell you, that's the closest one that I have seen to that.
Someone is sitting in the red seat, so we're unable to show it to you, but swing and a miss here for Mike Napoli. The new pitcher is Justin Thomas, who becomes the 5th arm used. 4th appearance, no record, 3.38 earned run average, 333 opponent batting average. Line in the left field, a base hit. Ross racing over, but it gets by him quickly to the wall. The single here for Napoli, who pulls it up around the bag at first. Still nobody out in the 8th for Texas.
A lot of long innings tonight for the Texas Rangers against the Boston Red Sox.
Torrealba coming up now. He's walked twice, struck out, flied out to right. Only player in the starting lineup for the Rangers not to have a hit. But again, he's been on twice. Swing and a miss, and it's a ball and a strike. Mark Melancon went without an out, giving up a total of 4 hits in his outing, 6 runs, including the 3 home runs. One is a swing and a miss, 1-2. Check swing on a ball in the dirt. Didn't go, says Jim Wolf, first base umpire. There's strike 3 and the first out of the 8th inning. Thomas strikes out Torrealba.
And the mock cheer here from the Fenway crowd as Thomas throws the fastball by Torrealba. With the first out here in the 8th inning.
Here is Craig Gentry. 2-hit night from the number 9 spot in the Rangers order. 2 singles. So it gets away, and trying for second base is going to be Napoli. He'll get there. Wild pitch charge to Thomas. Strike one, 1-1. On the ground, and Euclid can't get it. Aviles knocks it down. Everybody's going to be safe. Napoli to third. Gentry reaches at first. Again, he's got very good speed. Going to be a very tough play even if Aviles comes up with it cleanly.
Yeah, he's not going to get him at first base. Once he gets by the dive of Euclid right there, even with the backhand from Aviles, there's not going to be a play.
So a 3-hit night for Craig Gentry. Rangers bat around for the second time in tonight's game. And we're going to have a pinch hitter here for Ian Kinsler. Alberto Gonzalez pinch hitting and taking strike one. Rolls it over foul, 0-2. Well, this 2-game series between the Red Sox and the Rangers. Josh Beckett against Derek Holland tomorrow night. Beckett 1-1, Holland 1-0. The 0-2 backs him up inside, 1-2. Five home run night for the Texas Rangers. 3 of them have come in this inning. Covidien, a global healthcare products company, is a proud sponsor of the Red Sox Foundation, helping to address health needs in our communities. 1-2 is fouled off. Alberto Gonzalez started at shortstop on Thursday. Prior to that, it only appeared defensively for the Rangers at third base. Signed as a free agent to a minor league deal and with spring training as a non-roster invitee. Played 61 games last year for the Padres. 1-2. Shot towards third base. Euclid will go to first for the out. And a run scores for Texas on top now 15-2 with 2 outs in the 8th.
Well, the Red Sox right now are just trying to get any out they can possibly get, and Euclid going to first base. Never mind the run going to the plate, just trying to get an out.
So 2 down here in the 8th. And here's Elvis Andrus. Down and in, ball 1. Actually make it ball 2. 2-0. Thomas had worked yesterday as well, going in inning and a third against Tampa Bay. Spent all of last year at AAA Indianapolis, the Pittsburgh Pirates organization. A career high 63 appearances a year ago in Indianapolis. 2-0 pitch. On the ground, chopped down the third baseline, a foul ball. It's bid by Euclid, but indicated foul.
And Euclid knew that ball was foul just by the way he threw it to first base. He can see right there it's in foul territory, but not taking any chances and lets it go anyway.
Two and two. Koji Uehara warming up in the pen again. Looks like he'll be coming on. 107 pitches. There's 7 innings tonight for the Rangers starter Kobe Lewis. Very impressive in his outing after kind of a tough start. In the first, certainly settled down over the next 6 innings to shut down the Red Sox and give his offense a chance to go to work, and to work they went. In the air to left center field. On the run is Ross, but that's going to be off the wall. Scoring from second base is Gentry easily, and into second base with a double goes Andrews as the Rangers grab their 16th run. It is 16-2 now, Texas. Pinch hitter coming up for Josh Hamilton. Brandon Snyder will pinch hit. Outside, 2-0. Three and 0. Vicente Padilla starting to warm in the pen now. 27 pitches for Thomas since coming into this game. There's a pitch in there for a strike, and Jerry, you get to this point of the game with this many relievers used and you're trying to protect your pen for tomorrow. These are the type games where you might consider a position player, I would think, at this stage.
I think the hope had been that Thomas could get through the final 2 innings. But that may not be possible with the amount of pitches he's thrown so far in this inning, and that's why I see Padilla throwing it. But I agree with you. It could be one of those games where you do see a position player come in to finish it off.
Well, Darnell McDonald, it's a possibility. Is heading out is Bob McClure. Darnell available.
He's had enough time to recover from his appearance last season,
which was really good, as I recall.
Yeah.
Here are his numbers. So it is first and second, the meeting at the mound taking place here as Bob McClure out to talk to Thomas, as they will now deal with Adrian Beltre. 16 runs on 18 hits now for the Texas Rangers. strike over the inside corner, and it's a ball and a strike. Eight-run eighth inning so far for the Texas Rangers. Swing and a miss, 1-2. 3 home runs coming in this eighth inning. Second time that they have batted around in the game. In the air to right field. Ryan Sweeney is out there waiting. He'll put it away to end the inning, but the Rangers tack on 8 more runs in the eighth. They take a 16-2 lead. During the 2012 season, Hess and Hess Express will donate $500 to the Red Sox Foundation for every Red Sox home run. Hess and Hess Express committed to helping the cause. Now we head to the last half of the eighth inning. 16-2, Texas on top. Changes for the Rangers. Brandon Snyder stays in the game and takes over in left field for Josh Hamilton. Alberto Gonzalez stays in the game at second base for Ian Kinsler. And the new pitcher is Koji Uehara. Makes his third appearance of the year. He's not giving up a run in an inning and 2/3. Came over to the Rangers at the trade deadline last year from the Orioles. And here he is with a 16-2 lead, taking over for Kobe Lewis, who went the first 7 innings, giving up 8 hits but only 2 runs. A 2-run home run by Pedroia, who will be pinch hit for here by Nate Spears. Got into 3 games last year with the Red Sox. Spears with a swing and a foul tip. Start of the year with the Pawtucket Red Sox. Hitting at .231 with the Paw Sox. Time he was called up. Kobe Lewis didn't walk anybody, struck out 7. Chance for his second win. Sliced foul, and it's 0-2. Pedroia tonight 1 for 3. That 2-run home run back in the first, his 3rd home run of the year. Outside, 1-2. swing and a miss. Spears strikes out for the first out of the bottom of the 8th. 8th strikeout tonight for Texas pitching.
Yuri Harner with the split-fingered fastball here to pick up the strikeout against Nate Spears.
One down in the 8th. Adrian Gonzalez, the batter, 1 for 3, singled in the first inning. Flat out to right in the 3rd, flat out to center in the 5th. Wild swing and a miss at a pitch up and away. High drive, deep right, Adrian Gonzalez. And the Red Sox have a home run of their own. Adrian hitting his second home run of the year. It's now 16-3.
That has been dominated by home runs from the Texas Rangers. The Red Sox have a couple. Dustin Pedroia, and now Adrian Gonzalez, as Don mentioned, his second of the season, his 9th RBI.
Here's David Ortiz. 1 for 3 as he takes strike 1. David had a single back in the 3rd inning. Ground ball into the shift right side. Humberto Gonzalez, a bobble. The throw is still going to get David. Even with the bobble, 2 down.
Ortiz was running hard all the way. There's the bobble, but because you're at second base, you still got a chance to make a play. And there's Ortiz going as hard as he can down the first base line. Picks it up a little bit at the end.
Popped up down the right field line towards foul ground. Cruz headed over towards the seats, will not have a play. Follow the Red Sox at MLB.com at Bat 12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at Bat 31826 or visit RedSox.com for details. Sliced foul off to the right, 2-2. Nichols had a tough night, striking out 3 times. Once looking in the 1st, swinging in the 3rd, swinging in the 6th. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out for the 4th time tonight to end the inning. Home run for Adrian Gonzalez, but it's 16-3 Texas. tomorrow. The Red Sox and Rangers conclude the brief 2-game set with Texas native Josh Beckett getting the ball for Boston. For Beckett, it'll be his 9th career start against the Rangers. Team he is 3-2 against in his career. Faced the Rangers one time last year, picking up the win on August 24th in Arlington. Beckett pitched 6 innings. NESN's live coverage begins tomorrow at 6 with the Red Sox first pitch. It is David Murphy leading it off here in the inning. And a pinch hit from Michael Young, the DH, in the 8th inning, and walked. Vicente Padilla, the pitcher for the Red Sox. Padilla's 1-0 with a 1.50 earned run average. Opponent sitting at 182 against Padilla. Makes his 4th appearance as he works the 9th inning. Nate Spears stays in the game at second base for Dustin Pedroia. We hit for in the bottom of the 8th. There's a liner into left and a base hit for Murphy. And struggling lately, 0 for his last 13, but a walk and a single since coming into this game.
Well, everybody's getting happy tonight for the Texas Rangers. They've had hits right throughout the lineup. Murphy comes in as a replacement for Young. Picks up the base hit to the opposite field on a cut fastball.
Nelson Cruz, the batter. He homered as part of the 8-run 8th inning. As he takes strike 1. Mark Lowe warming in the pen now for Texas. Uehara working the 8th inning, giving up a home run to Adrian Gonzalez. The 1 is high from Padilla. Padilla got the win on Sunday, going an inning and 2/3 of relief against Tampa Bay. Foul ball that gets all the way down to Euclid, but fouled down by the shoe tops of Nelson Cruz. Swing and a miss, and Cruz strikes out for the first out of the 9th inning.
Good life on that fastball from Padilla. 94 miles an hour, up and in on Nelson Cruz.
One out, one on. Here's Mike Napoli. He has homered, walked, struck out, flied out, and singled as he takes ball 1. One and one. John Lester went 2+ innings, giving up 7 runs tonight. Atchison 4 innings, 1 run. Albers a shutout inning. Melanson gives up 6 runs, but not recorded out. Thomas goes an inning, giving up 2 runs. Now Padilla into the game here for the 9th. On the outside corner, and it evens at 2-2.
Padilla has been used in games where the Red Sox have been tied or ahead. Those roles seem to have gone to Padilla, Morales, and of course Aceves.
In the air down the right field line towards the pole, and it is a foul ball. No, it's not. It's gone. They say it went around the pole. Jim Wolf saying it's a home run, and it's a 2-run shot for Mike Napoli. His second home run of the night, the 6th home run for Texas. I thought it was a foul ball, but
I did too.
they're saying it's fair. No argument from the Red Sox. (18-3).
Napoli, who pulled the ball against John Lester, this was time going to the opposite field.
Eighth career multi-home run game for Napoli. 4 of them have come as a member of the Rangers. Here's a liner into left for a base hit for Yorvit Torrealba. Everybody in the starting lineup's got at least one hit down for Texas. It's been some kind of night offensively for them. Well, the best sports talk show in Boston is Dennis and Callahan on WEI and right here on NESN. Tomorrow, Andy Brickley and Jerry Remy join John and Jerry, along with Massachusetts' own Keith O'Coin from the Washington Capitals. It all starts tomorrow morning at 6 right here on NESN on 83.7. WEI Sports Radio Network. This one fouled off.
It's always fun to go on after a game like this.
17 runs, 21 hits for Texas. One pitch. He is on the ground towards second. Could be 2. Second for 1. On to first, and it's not in time. Not the force out at second base, but Gentry's got too much speed. On base for the 5th time.
Spears to Aviles as quickly as they possibly can, but the hustle all the way down the line by Gentry. He beats it out at first base on a very close play. Gentry a 3-hit night out of the 9 spots tonight.
There is Alberto Gonzalez, who took over for Ian Kinsler. Grounded out his first time up, 0 for 1. Swinging a foul tip held on to by Saltalamacchia for strike 3. That ends the top of the 9th inning. The Rangers add 2 more, take an 18-3 lead. Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, Sullivan Tire, and by AT&T. Bottom of the ninth inning back at Fenway Park, 18-3. The Texas Rangers on top of the Red Sox. Pitch in there for strike one. Mark Lowe makes his second appearance. His first appearance went an inning. No decision against the White Sox. Ryan Sweeney leading it off for Boston here in the ninth inning. Koji Uehara went an inning giving up a hit. It was a home run by Adrian Gonzalez. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 2. Pitcher of record is Kobe Lewis. In the air down the left field line on the run is Snyder. It'll fall foul. As Beltre giving chase as well as Andrews. One-two pitch in the dirt, and it's 2-2. Sweeney, Ross, and Saltalamacchia expected in the inning. Red Sox batting in the bottom of the ninth. Up high, ball 3, full count. The 28-year-old right-hander entering his first full season with Texas. Was acquired from Seattle, part of the Cliff Lee deal. 3-2. He's lined into right field, a base hit for Sweeney.
Three-hit night for Ryan Sweeney, 2 doubles, and now the hard single. He's off to a very good start offensively for the Red Sox. Started the game at 357. That'll climb dramatically with the 3 for 4 tonight.
Lead runner on for the Red Sox in the ninth as Cody Ross comes up. Had a base hit in the 4th inning, a 1 for 3 night. Foul, tipping it 0-2. Don't forget, coming up immediately after the game, stay with us for WB Mason Red Sox Extra Innings Live. It's all the post-game coverage you'll need right here on NESN. Outside, 1-2. Swing and a miss. Ross strikes out for the first out of the ninth inning. That's the 10th strikeout tonight for Rangers pitching.
And remember when Lowe was with the Seattle Mariners, liked him very much. Good velocity on his fastball, good slider. Just put Cody Ross away with that slider. At times, Seattle had a bunch of guys out of that bullpen that could throw hard. And Lowe was certainly one of them.
Like Maddox back with the Rangers once again. I'll talk about his managerial prospects last year during the offseason, but ends up back as the pitching coach for the Rangers. His name was thrown around here as well as in Chicago. The 1 to Saltalamacchia. Fouled back, 0-2. Jason Repko waiting on deck. Red Sox batting in the ninth. Line to second for one out, a throw to first, and it's not in time. Saltalamacchia has hit the ball hard tonight a lot. Has nothing to show for it. 2 down in the ninth. Sweeney was able to get back to the bag and going to bring up Jason Repko.
Yeah, he really has. He had a couple of long fly balls out to center field that were caught. Now this line drive to Gonzalez at second base takes a base hit away from Saltalamacchia. He's had some good swings in this game tonight, but looks down at the scorecard and it's 0 for 4.
Two down for Jason Repko. 1 for 3, a single in the 4th inning. He takes strike 1. Swing and a miss. That is just outside. 1-2. They're throwing hard at 96 miles an hour. The 1-2 pitch to Jason Repko. And a swing and a miss, and this one is over. Jerry, one of the toughest losses we have seen in quite some time here as the Red Sox lose 18-3 to the Texas Rangers.
After the first inning, the Red Sox were never in this ball game, and a very uncharacteristically bad start for John Lester in this ball game. The bullpen later on giving up more runs. I agree with you, Don. One of the ugliest losses we've seen so far this season for the Boston Red Sox. And Josh Hamilton, a big night for the Texas Rangers, along with many, many others.
So the final score, 18-3. The Rangers beat the Red Sox. For Jerry Remy, I'm Don Orsillo saying good night from Fenway Park. Join us again tomorrow night. Red Sox wrap up this 2-game series with the Rangers. Beckett against Holland. Live coverage begins at 6 o'clock. It's been a presentation of NESN, New England's most watched sports network. It's time now for Tom Caron of the NESN HD Television Center.